this is what you have. That's called a starter clutch. That's what this is. It's basically, that's a shaft of the starter clutch. And that's what the starter clutch is. This is very ugly. I don't know how I can put this to light to show you guys. I don't normally do mechanical works here. But yeah, so this thing seized. When it's seized, it cannot be pulled out. And because it's seized, it turns inside. That's why you have the whining noise like zzz, zzz. If you can tap the starter motor in general with a screwdriver or something metal, maybe you can unseize it, you know, just to get you by until you park again, and then you fix that right away. Otherwise, this is what goes bad when it does that whining sound. Now, the Harley version uses dry lithium grease. I use red lithium grease. In my experience doing lithium grease lubrications, I found out that the red lithium grease lasts longer than the dry lithium grease. The dry lithium grease would be a white lithium grease basically, but it will be a dry version. But any grease is grease as long as it has grease. This is that. From the outside, that prevents the case's oil to go inside the starter motor to make things go bad. You know, it will be just a little splash. That's all it will be. Because there's still air coming out, but if you don't have this at all, then that splash will go inside the starter motor from time to time. And that's all it is. And yes, when you buy this kit, you get a new gear, you get a new retainer clip, you get a new spring. On certain bikes, this thing right here will be a lot bigger. This is what the starter gear is. So starter gear, starter clutch shaft, bearings for the starter motor, and then this is the seal for the starter motor. That would be the starter solenoid, and the whole thing is a starter motor.
Okay, I have spent so much time with this starter motor rebuilt to know where I did wrong. So these are the gears that turns the starter. This is the housing gear. This also has a timing with the magnet on the side. And this is the starter motor, I think, right? And that's the solenoid over there. So it has to be done in a specific pattern. Otherwise, every time you do this, you messed up. Here's a pattern. All right, let me show you what the pattern is. First, you remove this, because right now I messed up. So I'm gonna have to remove this guy right here. All right. Then you lift this up from here. Once this comes up, you get to slide it out, and it comes out. However, this shaft has to be installed with this on it. Right? Just bear in mind. And this shaft has 2 retainer clips. So retainer clip number 1. It's not that easy, guys, because I do this so many times. Screw up so many times. That's why I now have a way to remove it fast. Retainer clip number 2. Okay. So once you have those two return clips out, this is the trick. See how this comes out? So now you are gonna match this groove with this shaft. And the groove for the shaft is from the outside here. So like that. So now you match the groove with the shaft. And it goes one way. That's it. That's the way you want it to go. That's it right here. So that groove is what you want, right? Remember, it's going one way, so now this one goes on top from here. It's okay if you drop something, just make sure it stays. So now when you have this one in, like so, you're gonna have to put back the retainer clips. Those retainer clips are not that easy, guys. They are the same size, so it doesn't matter which one you put first. However, you have to put them parallel to each other. And this is the part that's gonna get you frustrated, because these guys are a pain in the ass. So first one, okay guys, first retainer clip is in. So this is not moving anywhere. However, you need to use the second retainer clip parallel to it, because that's how it's built. Since I put in the first one, I should have filmed it, but I didn't. Now I'm gonna film the second one. I'm gonna try and film the second one for you guys. That's it. You see that? Whew. So now you got that part going. What you're gonna do, you're gonna grease this part a little bit more. Alright, you gotta grease that part a little bit more. It has enough grease, so you don't need more grease on that one. Just in case. So now it's about the do or die. Make sure your hands are dry for this. It's basically working on this. Alright, this is the starter clutch. Starter clutch. And this is the arm. And you got a bearing. And you got a rubber spacer. So you're gonna turn this like so. And you're gonna make sure, alright, this one goes here on top of that, goes down. Now that's down. You got the rubber now. This rubber. To do things that my hand can't. That's it. See that? So now that this is locked, whatever you do, do not remove your solenoid. Whatever you do, do not remove your solenoid. You can move these out. The bevel side goes up, the flat side goes down. Remember that. And you are matching the groove on this thing. So, as this spins, this thing is gonna be all over. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you want this. Remember, there's no oil in there, so you don't want no friction on metals. You want frictions on that. So that is one part that's done. Okay, I have found a way to get this done. There's no way you can get this done without removing this. See, now this is removed. Like that. See it, guys? So now you can try and cover this again. And just rotate this slide to get the screw now. And then tighten it. So now this is done. This one is not in. Just gonna have to make sure this is in. That's it. Like so. Put that over there. Alright. Make sure this one fits now. Make sure this thing does not go down. Oh yeah. Yep, I'm gonna put it together. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. To get a shop to rebuild this would have cost you more. Might as well buy a new one. Next is this guy. Okay. So that's that. Yes, suburb. So this would be here, like so. That's it. And that's out. Okay. First is this guy. Secure it. Now it's secure. Cover it.
Lo and behold, the starter motor for Harley Davidson touring models from the years of 2018 up until 2026, which is when the video was posted, or when this job was done. Why 2026? Because these starter motors are the same thing found on the new touring models. So basically they are the same. The only thing that changes on the new touring models are the infotainment system, the design of the engine, which some of them are VVT, variable valve timing, but as in for the thing that makes the bike works, such as the starter motor, because of the design, the length, you know, the diameter and everything, where the transmission is, they have not changed or given you a new starter motor. There are, in fact, other starter motors made specifically for, you know, when you upgrading your bike in general for more power, such as you have a heavier clutch, which the starter motor would need to pull more. The design of the starter motor could be all ball bearing, you know. I think the one for the heavier clutch will be 1.4 kilowatt or something like that. It will be somewhere within $330 something, and it'll have a name of a racing starter motor, but they're all the same. It's just that the inside component is different, right? But the design have not changed. I am curious about this because this thing is not normal here, but there's nothing I can do. I have tried removing this so many times, trying to make it better.